TOA, Tribes of Atlantis by Paulo Riven. To know the truth of ages is immortal. Eternal thanks to all of merit, for when earned it will be rewarded. For that is part of the reasoning for TOA as a project for all of us, where I hold no secrets or false pretenses to hinder your quest of our histories or unknown truths. The path is open with the ruined stones of knowledge on either side along the way to the olive tree and the crystal fountain. Greatest of reasons for all of you to know that TOA is also your project as well, no matter how small or ignorant you feel you are. What you say can be important and recognized towards any contributions of understanding our histories and cultures around the moon. World isn't a really good word for an upside-down M. It's too close to war for suggestive negative implants. This wild and crazy adventure of mine, beyond the capabilities of my mind as a human, is quite a tale of many new eyes of vision and understanding for Atlantis, theologies, philosophies, religions, this world, and ourselves. The research has taken us to a spiritual height of awakening to better understand hidden meanings and why it is that many of our faults are not of our own reasoning but of others. And why it is important for us to understand our self-forgiveness and shed our skins of burden for new skins of Ajan, or eternal light of the Father. For me, Father, the only God, is Jamin equals Ajan equals eternal Father, or a new joy of personal gratification and inner peace. For to know is mortal, but to know and still do evils is mortal, and darkness for your fates. For up to now, most of you don't realize why yourselves, your parents, and their parents, or our future children pass on and behave the way we all did. When you realize this, then you will know why. That is when your new awakening of self-forgiveness is realized also. But to still do evils after this point, tisk, harmful to other life forms against their wills. I just feel I need to get this message out to people, for from the form comes a conform or altered vision and understanding. Now you know. If you don't, ask me. In the course of TOA, we have discovered Ta equals Earth, Atlanteans equals Tatanen, Fatherland, Risen Earthland equals Tatanen equals the double Falcon eras 3250 to 4250 BC, Egypt. Basically the general name for the culture of antiquity and Earth-like humans. Atlantean cities and cultures worldwide. Azores, Atlantis 1, continental island, 150 million to 6482 BC, Old Middle Earth, the first garden of Pangaea. Lake Tritonis, Atlanteans, Africa, and Atlanteans, Europe, Herodotus. Cadea Villa, Atlantean city in Mozambique. Burat Alatan, Atlantean city in Egypt. Alexandria and the Rosetta branch. Tala and Al Mansura were the three stadiums by two football stadiums in size. The monolithic lion is still visible on the ground in Al Mansura across from Tala in the Delta Nile. Comel Hassan, Iwa, Memphis, Sais, and Buto were once an Atlantean kingdom as commemorative on the Narmer Pellet. Santander, Atlantean city in Iberia, Europa. Atlantean Tarshish, Dragonclaw arbor ships, Jebel El, Iraq knife, and Phaistos disc. Atlantean mysterious machine, circa 3500 BC. Atlantean ship on Stonehenge, circa 3000 BC. Phoenicians, Phrygians, and Scythians are Atlanteans. Egyptians are Atlanteans. Pharaoh Menes and Neat, Delta Nile, Jeb. Many nations are Atlanteans and still consist of Atlanteans today. Timaeus' original account of Atlantis, preserved by Plato, written 360 BC from Solon, circa 570 BC. Critias was altered with the secret message moved ahead the Atlantean story after the Deucalion event. Deucalion event most likely is the Santorini Theron Mount Etna event, circa 1625 BC. Deucalion means 10 kings, which was the mainstream thought for the Mediterranean after. 800 BC, Etruscan scepter with 10 lion kings and a dragon handle, Amphires. 800 BC, Etruscan commemorative sword with a dragon handle, a gift from a king. 800 BC, Etruscan oraclum, orachalcum, multi-lion bracelet. All these are visible on my website. Tharsis equals Cycladic Greek ship market equals Gratian 2850 BC stone map of Atlantis with 5 mountains and a canal bordering 7 concentric circles. That is still visible in a museum over in Greece. Tarsus equals foreign shipfarers of the Mediterranean, Tarsians, Malta, and Minoans, Europe. Tharsis equals Grecian Cycladic Islands, flourishing ship market 4000 BC to 1400 BC. Tartessos equals Eritrea equals sunken Ormond seamount equals a rich and luxurious island of abundance and beauty closely associated with goddesses, such in case Cybele, Maya, Diana, or Amazons. Also a proponent of Tartarus, King Arganthonios, the silver griffin of wooded forests, earliest mentioning of Tartessos and not Tartarus, I found to be of Anacreon, the Bacchic poetic sot or drunkard, circa 570 BC and around the time of Solon. Samians from Samos Island, Cyclades, brought back the image of the griffin from Atlantean Tartessos, reference Herodotus. Ancient Greeks envisioned the Messenia Strait as also alike pillars of Hercules when they were Pelasgians prior to Deucalion or after they became Hellenic Greeks from their eastern mergers. From Hesiod 750 BC to our time, the pillars are confirmed at Gibraltar. Like temples of Neptune or Athena, temples of Hercules were common around the Mediterranean after the Deucalion event in 1625 BC and just before to a focal apex of 2000 BC for the subjugations of the Delta Nile Nubia by southern Egyptians, basically after Norma 3250 BC, really. Many kingdoms around the Mediterranean were subjugated, and continuous warring was frequent, with many histories, myths, and religions altered or absorbed. 5,500-year-old war that still continues today with Iraq for the same purposes of yesterday and mostly for financial securities of gnolls from Helion and world domination, Zaidites of Za and Iron Eagles, of Nazis and Nazis. It is Euro-Indian and not Indo-European, for the serpents are of the East and griffins of the West. Europe is a distinct and separate culture from Asia or Africa in our antiquities to a minimum of 1 million years ago. Cro-Magnons, Homo sapiens are more predominant in Africa and Europe before anywhere else, reference Atlantis. Pyramids and the Sphinx were built by Atlanteans. The phoenix is an Atlantean bird. The griffin and Sphinx is an Atlantean symbol, as lion and falcon eagle also are. As you know, the Sphinx was a lion altered with the face of a pharaoh for the vanity of those funny hat people. Religiosophies. What can I say? This is a quest to self-truth. The many lies of Egypt and Phoenician, Mesopotamia, and Sumer, or any nation, are disclosed. The many lies and altered truths of the Holy Bible disclosed. The many lies of Eastern or Asian doctrines disclosed, or America's for the matter. 6 billion people or many nations know a God. Most just believe in Him without knowing Him. I wanted to know Him. Stubbornly, we have many gods and goddesses when they are lords or princes, if you like. God already warned us. I came to know him at 44 years of age as Jamin, and he has a wife, our Holy Ghost. They call her, for their stubborn shame, a woman, those black oracles of secret societies. One of his sons, Mr. 34, Jesse the Pure, was murdered December the 10th, 3474 BC in Middle Egypt by Snoferu, the hermaphrodite, which disclosed 885 missing years from Khufu and new sun worship temples. The same day Black Horse was born for Egypt. This is the secret of the Apis Bowl. The first Apis Slaughter Festival was in the era of Venice from the subjugations of Narmer, Nathnel, Hathor, and Sekhmet. The Temple Serapeum of the Son of Man reveals some 5,000 miles where it was removed from Egypt in my website. An identical Serapeum ground image also appears of another Serapeum in Alexandria, Egypt, where the pillar of Pompeii stands. The Serapeum is where the secret of the Son of Man could be studied in his horrendous murder, Apis Bull. The decoding of the pyramids leads us to the Carina Nebula star system, where the image of the ascension of the Son of Man is visible from a Hubble Space Telescope picture, where Satan, Sekhmet, and Judas have been trying to get the Son of Man's soul for 5,480 years since December the 10th, 3474 BC, in the case of Jesse the Pure, otherwise known as Philitis Good Shepherd, which you can study in Westcart Papyrus or any mentions of Khufu and around that area. The true Garden of Avila, Eden in Tanzania, Africa, and the message of Father Jamin as the secret of the Eye of Ra on the left hand of God. The image of an Apis bull in the Garden of Avila in Tanzania, Africa, Avila. Father Jamin's name on top of the Great Pyramid in Cairo, twin to the Red Pyramid of Saqqara. Father Jamin's face and cap, which are written on a long beard that was tied in the air shaft stone plug in the Great Pyramid, which Zawi Hawass, the Zav Ho, sent robots into to spray acid and further conceal the cover-up of Tatani and the Atlanteans, and distract us by drilling a stubborn hole in a very important stone to see what could not be seen. It was an air shaft, after all. The message was on the stone. If the Egyptians wanted to hide something of importance, like the Book of Thoth or scrolls in the pyramid, they would have put them inside a certain stone, not in an air shaft, other than the stone plug itself. Funny, because it is not the face of Khufu, nor did Khufu